Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Northern South. My name's Charlie. Today I'm going to show you two things that I love to do: blacksmithing and fishing. And how do we join those two things? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make some spoons and spinner blades from just some scrap stock steel, and we'll go into the workshop, paint them up, and try to go fishing. So hopefully that works out for us. Hopefully you come along. So I won't bore you too much with too much of the technical stuff here. I'll just show you how to pound some of this stuff out, and we'll paint them up and get fishing. Alright, so I'm going to set you up here so you don't have to look at me. I think that's pretty good. I don't profess to be any sort of professional. There's a lot of other guys out here on YouTube who can show you how to do some of these techniques a lot better, a lot cleaner than me. That's for sure. But we'll try our best today. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this 1/2 inch to maybe 5/8 round stock scrap piece of steel I found. I mean, I've used this for a couple different things here now, but I already have a piece in the fire, so I'll heat that up. I won't bring you along for that because that's the boring stuff. So give me a minute and I'll be back. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is just take this bit of a gnarly end here and just square this up a little bit. Sure. Okay, so what we're going to do is just put a little taper on this front part. Using this new hammer I just made. Looks alright, it's not so bad. Works like a hammer. So you see, we just put a little taper on it, just to move some of that material from the tip. You know, if you're thinking about a spoon or a spinner blade, right, the one side is obviously thinner than the other. So we'll start to flatten that out and shape out. We'll just make, for the first one we'll make, will just be a fairly standard spoon shape. Back in the fire. Alright, so a little hot, that's right. So we're just going to start flattening this out. Pick the side you want. Don't go too thin, too fast. So once you go too thin, then it's hard to bring the material back. So back in the fire. Okay, back again, and it's going to keep flattening that out. So at a certain point you're going to want to cut off some of this steel here. So a couple different ways that we can do. Go to the top tool here. Just start to fuller some of that out. Keep trying to separate a little bit of that material. Might look a little bit ugly right now, but once you get it thinned out, it's easier to work the spoon. Work the shape of the spoon, that is. Twist it up. So that's probably good enough. So what we can do, we gotta be careful of that tip, not to heat that up too much more than we need to. Right. Okay, here. Now we're gonna start to shape out the back side of the spoon. Right. Start tearing out that back part. Worried about getting it too pretty looking at this moment. There's still a lot of material in there that we have to find out. It looks small, it's because it looks a little bit small. It's because, well, it is a little small at this moment. Like I said, see, it's still Focus on that. It's still pretty thick there, so I'll have to flatten that out some more. Back in the fire. Now we still have enough thickness on here that we can shape this. We can start to shape the contour shape. So that's why I'm going to start just slightly rolling it here. Start to not bad. When steel's thin like this, the heat goes away pretty quick, so back in the fire. We're getting there. Okay, now we're going to be more careful here. Start flattening this out a little more evenly, as even as we can. Because as we get thinner, it's going to be harder to control the shape. Okay, that's getting there. You see, we gotta be careful with the tip here, not to burn the steel. As the steel gets thinner, it can burn off. So we gotta be careful of that. That doesn't worry me too much though, because we'll just take that off with the grinder in the workshop and clean that up. I'm more concerned with the back part here and make sure this is symmetrical. Looks like I'm a little longer on the one side than the other, so we'll back the fire and we'll try to clean that up. A little more thickness to go, so we can stretch that out a bit more. Stretch this one side out here a little bit. So at this point, this one turned out a little wider than a little short and fat, but that'll still probably work. But what I'm going to do at this point, this is the point where you have a chance to add a little texture to it if you want on the one side. So what I'm going to do is heat it up, and we're going to try to put the bend in it as well. You got to put a little curve in the spoon. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to leave some hammer marks kind of in a semi-regular pattern. Hopefully I'm not waving this thing above everybody here. It's hard to see. There it is. So, well, what we'll do is we'll try to work it out. Okay, so I'm going to start this. I'm going to put a bit of a over to the horn as well. Not too much of a bend, just a slight bend. And that's something you can play with too, is the different curves and bends you put on your lures obviously will affect it in different ways. So depending on if you are river fishing or still lake fishing, casting, jigging up and down, you can kind of look at the ones they make, you know, at the store at Bass Pro or sales store, Canadian Tire. A little deeper of a bend here. So we got an alright curve in it. It definitely burnt away quite a bit here on this side, but that's no matter. This will just end up being a bit smaller. I'll have to grind that off. We'll make this work. So let me make a couple more here, and we'll see how it goes. Make it maybe a couple, maybe a bit longer, one a bit smaller, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here are our rough shapes. You know, they look pretty haggard here right now, but this, you see the diamonds in the rough here. You can see the different shapes that, you know, we've tried. This one here, I left a little bit more weight on the end to maybe get it to dip and dive as it goes. This one we put a little bit more of a, you know, slight subtle S bend on it that way, and also put a bend on it that way. This one we put a little bit more aggressive S bend in it, but we kept it flat in the other direction. And these other two spoons are really just spoons. Now, because what we're about to do is take off some material and grind these up and polish them, now is the chance we have to shape these the way we want. Seem to be missing one, but we'll find it and draw it up. Okay, so this one here. Alright, so we'll take those and hit the grinding wheel. Hi everybody, it's the next day. I just got home from work. It's in the AM. We're just going to get right back to grinding out these lures. It's not really a difficult process. There's 101 ways you can do it on the bench grinder, on the belt sander, with the angle grinder. I got some polishing wheels here, stuff like this. There's multiple grades of this as well that we can use. I'm only going to use a couple because we're going to paint them up anyways. It's not really a big deal. So I'm just going to readjust the camera here again and get to it. Yeah, first pad I'll start with is a Scotch-Brite style pad. We'll just hit all of them quick with this first, and then we'll move on. Same Scotch pad style pad, but with the wax to help, the buffing wax. We'll take just that another edge off, and then we'll move on to the actual buffing wheels, which will shine it right up. Kind of looks like it already will catch a fish. It's a little rough still, but see, that's just after one wheel, one pass kind of thing, right? It shines it up pretty good. Now I feel like we're skipping a step, or I'm skipping a step. I should probably drill the holes for the line and the hooks first, so that I can polish away and remove any burrs or sharp edges that may occur from drilling. Unfortunately, I don't have a great set of drill bits here in the workshop, so we'll have to go and get that. And while we're out, we might as well go and get the paint we need to paint these up, because I know I'm getting low on the stuff that we need. So let's go get some paint and drill bits. It is absolutely beautiful out today. I don't have to wear a toque. It's wonderful. I don't have to clean off my truck. That's even better. It is icy though. good supply. This is by far my favorite store. They have everything here. Everything. Alright, we've got them all polished up. There's a few little marks left. It's hard to see, yeah, the camera's focusing on that. A little bit of grinder marks left. I don't feel the fish are going to really mind. If you wanted to spend a little more time to clean those up, it's completely up to you. I feel that's good enough. We're going to paint most of this stuff anyways, so yeah. Now, the one thing I did do on a couple of these is I left the scale from the forging process and I polished it, and it kind of is a blackish gray charcoaly color, and I think with a clear coat or even a candied green coat or red coat over that, that'll be a pretty enticing lure. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a random finish on it. But the other side is pretty mirrored. I think I'll leave one side mirrored, paint the other side. This one, same thing. This one was the one that we couldn't find. It kind of fell under the table. I believe I'm going to try to make this one into a frog. I'll paint the belly white. Again, the scale at the back will be a green, and we'll put two single bait hooks on here, and we'll run Mr. Twister Tails off the back of this. And as you work this through the water, those should look like little frog legs swimming. So that is going to be an interesting, look. You can try different styles of patterns. So what we'll do is we'll paint these up. I think this one looks more like a big spinner blade, but it's a little heavy for a spinner blade, so we'll use it as a spoon anyways. This one, I feel I'm going to do a traditional kind of a red and white pattern for a pike pattern. That's what we'll probably be fishing for. The lake that we'll be going to has mostly pike in it, so like I said, that one will be frog. This one too, I think, will just be green and silver. And this one here is polished on both sides, but I left some of the hammer marks and the pitting from the forging process in it. I took the scale off. I left some of the pitting. So I think this painted up kind of a green color too will look very froggish in nature. So we'll try that as well. What I'm going to do is take some of this tape though and tape off the sides that I don't want to have painted. It'll just make it easier for everybody. Hi everyone, this is day 3 of our little build here. It's a beautiful day out again. It is snowing and it is overcast. I think that's going to make for good ice fishing. Yeah, so let's just get going. We're going to stop by the bait shop because that never hurts either. And unfortunately today I do have to clean off my truck. So just stopped at the bait store. I know that's a controversial subject, especially here in Ontario. A lot of these guys talk about how they're gonna ban live bait here. which, you know, I guess I don't have much of a problem with. If we're following suit, then if there's a problem, then I guess you'll just have to follow suit. Now, that being said, that guy in there will talk your ear off if you let him. And the tangents of conversation are unpredictable. So, we are getting off to a later start than I wanted. But that's fine. Nice guy. Alright, so we're out here on Little Lake. I normally like to get the holes drilled and get fishing right away, and then you set up and get comfortable, but I need a little bit of a windbreak here for the camera, and hopefully we'll be able to do this. It is snowing quite hard. Hopefully that lets up a little bit, but we'll do our best. Should be good for the fishing. I'll try to situate the camera so you guys can see. We're in a spot here where my buddy Ron used to come when he was a kid, go down the corner, past the skating rink area, and there'll be bike there. So let's go test it out. Here was what we made. I know I didn't bring in on the finishing of these, the clear coating anyways. It really wasn't that exciting. It was just putting some clear coat on these lures. But in the end, you see, this is what we ended up with. We did a frog-ish style pattern here. It's might be a little silly, but the other side is quite polished, so it should attract some attention. Now I did this little tail here at the end with a couple beads just to show you a little bit of what you can do. This one here is just a simple red and white. I'm definitely going to try that one here today. That's a good pike pattern. I'm awful at this camera work here. And this one here is just a nice flashy green. Again, the pitting that was left from the forging process kind of makes it look a little bit froggish, so that's kind of neat. And again, the backside is polished up nice and shiny. So from forge to fishing, here's some lures. We're gonna hook them up and try it out. We're gonna give this a couple hours here. You know, normally after an hour or so you want to switch it up, so we're not going to beat a dead horse, but if this is the way, this is what it'll be today, then this is what it'll be. So let me hook up and we'll get to fishing. So I've got my 2 lines in the water. I wanted to be a little bit more active and try to, jig some spoons. I still might inside the hut here and keep an eye on the ones out here, but I'm just out right now. I'm just going to let the minnows do their thing. It's snowing quite a bit, and the holes are going to be filling up quite quickly, so I'll have to stay on top of that. But I think this is just my best chance right now. I got those minnows on those spoons we made, and I think I feel good. About this situation. I've caught some pike here before. I'm not too worried about the size. Just to land a fish on a lure you made is a really neat feeling, especially too if you can save yourself $15, $20 or whatever they, I guess they're $6 to $20 depending on the lure you buy and the make. But you know, your time is your time. I guess that's valuable too. But it's a good feeling to catch a lure or catch a fish on a lure you made. So we're just gonna keep our eyes peeled here. I'll turn you around so you can see what we're dealing with here. My 2 lines set up. Got ripped off. It's a mistake I made. Okay, well, that was my fault. I should have set the hook better there. I was trying to capture a good shot, and really I should have been setting the hook. So we'll try that again. That's promising. All right, well, nothing yet. We've been here for about 2 hours. Like I said, I'm not going to give a tremendous amount of time. But while I was sitting here, I rigged up that frog lure because I was kind of bored, and that's what I meant with the Mr. Twister Tails. You just kind of Texas rig some hooks through some, the color of your choice, but this is kind of my frog, here we go, my frog pattern. Again, it's a little silly, the dots, but yeah, we'll see. I'll try to show you the best how it works in the wire. Now, this is more of a summer lure, and it's probably more of a bass lure, which are out of season right now. So I'll just show you a little bit, and then, you don't want to be targeting the bass out of season. So here's what it looks like. So that's that. Well, that's it, I guess, for today. Sorry guys, I didn't set that hook for you. This filming and fishing thing is it's a new concept, but I'll get the hang of it. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff going on this channel like this. Tomorrow, we're heading up to Lake Simcoe to catch some lake trout and some whitefish. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm going to try my best to post as many videos as I can, showing all kinds of cool stuff like this. So I had a ton of fun doing this. Let's go fishing.